Bum, bum, ba, bum. Fucking hell. I do so much random shit. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. We have this weird Battlestar Galactica figure, Francesco, over that way, and Alessio, all the way over that way.
Yay.
Yay! You sound so enthusiastic.
Yeah, another one.
I think with the topics, I think sometimes all of us feel like another one because the topics are
Yeah.
always so disheartening. We have more lawsuits and more issues. Like the game industry is fucked. We know the games industry is fucked, but yeah. So we've got PlayStation and Activision more on that. But yes, PlayStation. We have news that Alessio's a fan of because it seems like there's a Marvel MMO picker. I don't know how he's going to fit in New World, Elder Scrolls Online, and Marvel Online, and
Everything online. Yeah.
everything online. And then, depending on the time after that, we possibly will talk about films and TVs and stuff like that. But yeah, so the first one is, as always, the games industry is fucked. Go on, Francesco. You don't introduce many topics. Introduce us to PlayStation.
Let's see if you studied.
I'm studying right now, actually.
Cheat!
Yeah, I I don't deny that. Anyway, PlayStation is as bad as everyone else, maybe. Apparently, they are discriminating against female employees. Is anyone surprised at this point that everyone is discriminating against somebody or someone? Yeah. You know what's funny is that they were quick. Well, at least behind the scene, they were quick to comment on Activision, but they're apparently, because it's not, we don't know yet for sure, but they are doing the same. Maybe not really the same thing, but they're still not doing things right.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone seems to be jumping on the big baddie because Bobby Kotick, everyone knows who he is, what he does.
He's a cunt.
But yeah. But it seems like there's really a need for a global, renovation of the industry as a whole. Because there's something wrong.
The last episode, I just recommended burning Activision Blizzard's headquarters with the board in it. Maybe we should just burn the games industry to the ground. Restart.
Yeah, it seems like pretty much everyone is doing something wrong at some point. Or they're doing it, it's funny, as I said, it's funny that they just jumped on Kotick. Because everyone does. I don't know if anyone actually likes him other than the shareholders.
I doubt even he likes himself.
Yeah, but
I still remember the first story. Apparently, he got a knack for selling things because essentially he stole his mother's ashtray and sold it. I hope that's true. I really do hope that's true. I'm sure I've read it and it sounds true because he seems like the person who would steal from people. I mean, he's been stealing time, money, and the livelihoods of all his employees for over a decade now. So yeah.
To be fair, though, this new PlayStation lawsuit has been filed by a single employee thus far. So she's basically still seeking other women who may have felt discriminated as well. But as far as we know, there are no more at least that come forward.
If there's one, there's more. I think the problem is, and it always will be the case, where it's difficult to come forward with things like this because one, as soon as your name gets out there, you're essentially blacklisted from the industry. People always forget the games industry is such a very small place, and if you're seen as a trouble causer or someone who's ever going to bring anything against the company, every company's essentially got it in for you. You're screwed right there and then. So yeah, it's never easy, and there's also the fact that evidence and all that is very difficult to come by in these cases. That's why anybody who says, well, they should go to the police or, well, they should find another job, they've no fucking clue what they're talking about. But yeah, sad reality. There's going to be more than one woman. It's got to be. Because it's in the games industry, it's just got to be. Oh dear. It annoys me. But like you say, I think we're going to find out more. I think we are going to find more.
Yeah, we'll see. But in other Activision news, there's also the fact that Bobby Kotick reportedly may consider quitting if these issues inside his company aren't fixed with speed. And I quote.
I'm just curious how he's going to fix them with speed. Is he going to threaten to kill somebody if they don't fix it? Because that's what he seems to do to employees. Fixing them with speed also means getting rid of the massive cretin who knows about this happening, knows this is happening, and is actually part of it happening. I just really want somebody like him just to threaten to kill me because why? Why not me? Just come after me, Bobby. I don't
You're
care
not
how
working
many.
at Activision.
I don't care how many millions you've got. I'll fucking end you.
Face
Well, you're
someone
not
on your
working
own
at
side.
Activision, so it's why should he come after you now?
I
Only
don't
because
know.
you talk bad about him, but everyone talks bad about him. It doesn't
I
give a
know. I
shit.
need to find some way to really make him want to hate me. I need to find a way. No, I don't think he'll go. The only way he's going to go is same as I said on a previous episode, same as I've said in our work chats. It's the only way he's going is if the board kick him out, and the only way the board are going to kick him out is if the share price really plummets and Activision Blizzard take a massive hit due to all these things happening. And I still don't know what the new Call of Duty sales figures are. Does anybody know? Are they decent? Bad? Shit? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's still Call of Duty. It's not going to disappear overnight.
But it's more the sales figures.
I think it's decent, for a Call of Duty title, which of course is pretty damn good for any other title. But yeah, it's not by any means a new bestseller Call of Duty. That's for sure. They would have shouted it from the rooftops if it was. So
yeah. I'm just reading. Apparently they're the lowest. Oh, these are obviously the initial sales. This is from the 15th. It's the lowest since Call of Duty 4. So still good. Yeah. Obviously still good for a game, but yeah, they're the low. Yeah. If only, yeah. Oh, they just need to drop further. Further keeps plummeting. People stop playing COD.
There is another news tidbit that came out of Activision Blizzard last week. They sent out a press release where they announced the formation of a workplace responsibility committee, whose goal will be basically to oversee efforts to improve the culture and eliminate forms of harassment or discrimination. And it will be led by two women, Dawn Ostroff and Reveta Bowers. And they have been independent directors on the Activision Blizzard board for a few years. And the PR also says they are going to add a third diverse director. And so basically this committee will require the company's management, so that includes Kotick, of course, to develop indicators to measure progress and ensure accountability. And yeah, so of course this is what they are saying, that doesn't mean it will come true.
No,
But
I fully believe they've made the board, but it's not. They call somebody independent, but how independent is anybody when, like, you look at this when all this came out, the lawsuit and everything? That statement was allegedly from that female board member in Activision Blizzard, but we found out recently that Bobby Kotick wrote it and sent it out using her name. Nobody's independent there, wherever he's in control. Nobody is independent, and anybody who is put in place and paid by Activision Blizzard, their job still ostensibly depends on the company wanting to pay them and keep that job around. So I don't believe you cannot have an independent anything that is paid by the thing they're scrutinizing. It doesn't work. It's marking your own homework.
Yeah.
And if I was harassing somebody, I would essentially be, if I was harassing somebody and I set up my own panel, I'd be telling that panel, right, just tell them I've stopped now. Tell them I've been brilliant for ever since that one slip up.
Yeah.
So it's fucked. It's fucked.
It should have been external, so external.
Should be external, paid for by California's, since they're suing them as something. Activision Blizzard should have agreed to it and said, yeah, blah blah blah. The state of California should have paid for an external body, because otherwise you've just got people marking their own homework, and they're always going to give themselves a passing grade. Now, if they say we're 100% perfect, then everybody knows they're going to lie. So they're just going to say, well, there's these flaws, but we're fixing them.
Yeah. Well,
go
on, Francesco. You've been quiet.
No, I was thinking about what you just said, that even if they make some change, it's just going to be something like we knew there were these issues, now we fix them, but they actually will continue because it's just to show that they are doing something. And just like you said, they're going to fake it. Yeah, we fixed that, but they probably will never do that. As long as they are in control. I mean, if these committees or something, they have to be external, like you said. It's just like we said a few weeks ago, when Kotick said, "I'm going to do this if this doesn't change." Yeah, but who's going to make sure you will do that? It's a matter of control. Yeah, if they are in control, nothing is going to change because they have no reason to. They just need to show off these lawsuits and then back to business. That's probably how they see it.
Yeah,
just a pebble on the road for them. Like you said, unless the Call of Duty stops selling, which is difficult, unless the games really suck, completely suck. But most people don't know. Most people don't know about these issues anyway. So it's not like a consumer protest that we're stopping purchasing Activision Blizzard stuff until this is fixed. Most people don't know about these things.
Either they don't know or they don't care. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think most people don't know. Like most sales are coming from casual players. I think.
Yeah.
For these big franchises, those people are just not interested. It's not that they're not interested; they just don't know. They don't research. So that there's not going to be any major sales drop as long as there are casual players buying these things because they like them, and it's that's fair, but they don't know, so they just don't stop because things are going wrong at the company, at the publisher, the developer. This is probably what Activision is. Why they'll continue to do that, because as long as the money rolls in, we don't care. Pretty much.
Yeah. It's disheartening, really.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to start drinking early today. It seems like the appropriate thing to do today.
Yeah, to forget about Kotick and everyone else because he's the figurehead, but he's not alone in it.
Yeah.
That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh well, at least I've still got my personal. I can't remember the word. I don't pay. I still haven't given Activision Blizzard any money since 2013, so I'm on my personal boycott still.
Yeah, I'm at fault because I bought Sekiro. That's my only. Yeah,
We
yeah,
can
yeah,
for
but it's From Software's fault that they went with Activision this time, and I still don't know why they went with Activision that time. I
No.
really
yeah.
have no idea.
I think they had done some games with them, mostly low budget games
Mm.
before, but yeah, it is weird that they didn't go with Bandai.
Mm.
I think the reality is Activision Blizzard will have offered them more money, and
Yeah,
because it's From Software, this is one of the few developers that Activision Blizzard couldn't say, you have got to put this in this game, you have got to do this, because From Software would have just turned around and go, nah, fuck off. Our game, have your money back from what you've gave us for publishing, and we'll just go with somebody else. So, yeah, they're just big enough. Promo, just a big enough name that Activision Blizzard couldn't actually make them do anything, I suppose.
yeah.
Oh well. To be fair, we've got through the ranting part of this quite quickly. I think it's because I was ranting about a certain game beforehand, which I can't rant about yet. But
Yeah.
speaking of games, Alessio's obviously looking forward because there's been another MMO announced, and we know Alessio. He plays every single MMO ever made. I'm still I'm I'm still waiting for him to just talk about whichever weird sex game MMO he's been playing in between New World, Elder Scrolls Online, and well, this one is Lord of the Rings Online still going? The one that was made by
Yeah,
Turbine, was it?
absolutely. It got a new expansion, I think a couple of months ago, Fate of Gundabad. And yeah, actually, there's a lot of interesting stuff in this report for MMO fans because, as you may recall, if you've been reading the website, which you absolutely should, of course,
I wouldn't. It's
um,
rubbish.
um, Enad Global 7 has bought Daybreak a while ago. And in their last investor presentation, they've gone through their upcoming pipeline of games. And there are quite a few interesting things. Lord of the Rings Online actually is getting a lot of investment because of the upcoming TV series that will air next year on Amazon Prime Video. So basically, they are confirming their goal to revamp the experience overall, the graphics, which is quite old by today's standards, and also releasing on consoles, which is interesting because the game is traditional World of Warcraft style tab target combat. So it will be interesting to see how they do it, if it goes full action, of if they are doing something more like Final Fantasy 14, which is more similar to that. So it will be interesting, but yeah, they basically said outright that they want to catch the hype train, and of course they are right because this TV series from Amazon is reportedly the most expensive ever made, so it could be really big. Amazon is trying to make it as big, if not bigger, than Game of Thrones. And since the other Lord of the Rings MMO was cancelled a few months ago due to a dispute between Tencent and Amazon, actually the gaming studios. Basically, this is Lord of the Rings Online, even if old, is the only Lord of the Rings Online game on the market.
I
So
suppose
if they
it's
can make it, better looking, more modern, they could stand to gain quite a bit.
It's how they'd also tie it into the series. I don't see. I've needlessly, I've just avoided much information about the series because I just want to go into it fresh. I mean, I love Lord of the Rings. I've read the books many times. I've seen the films. I've actually
Yeah,
I've watched all 3 extended editions back to back. What is a
yeah.
long
Yeah.
day? Where are they even starting when it comes to the series? When are they starting from the Shire when Gandalf comes and
No,
meets
it's
Frodo?
not
No,
going
no,
to.
no.
No, it's going to be another story, a new story.
What?
It's not going. It's not going to follow the
Yeah, it's
books.
actually, I think it's set in the Second Age. So in
Second
the,
Age.
So
yeah,
it's not Lord
basically,
of the Rings then.
It's
well,
the
yeah,
it's the world. Yeah, it's that world.
Yeah,
it's
it's not
not
Lord of the
the,
Rings though. It's just
I
Silmarillion.
mean,
Or
Yeah,
they're just using the name then.
yeah,
I
it's set in
mean,
that world. Yeah.
I mean, Tolkien wrote, wrote the story for a millennia. Cioè, I
Oh yeah,
mean, it's at least the outline. So,
yeah. I'm
of
gonna
course,
say this.
yeah, they are not telling the same story of the movies or the books because, of course, that's been done before. They are using, I think, mostly what's in the Silmarillion for the lower part of the Second Age. And yeah, it will be a new story, of course, but some characters I think will be there. Those that lived long lives, like the elves or
Yeah,
Gandalf.
Elrond or someone like that. They can
Yeah,
Galadriel maybe, but
they could be there.
I'm a bit
Uh,
worried now. I wish I'd have not asked because the Silmarillion is such a hard read.
Yeah, they've been trying to adapt it for so many years, and no one really did it because it's very difficult to adapt.
It's also
So
very
yeah,
difficult to read.
it's very difficult to read too. Taking stuff from there and then expanding seems to be the only way to do it. I still think it's better than just adapting complete stories because it's already been done and
Yeah,
they can make a lot of mistakes. I don't like the Hobbit adaptation, for
I
example,
suppose
because
the films were a bit. I
yeah,
think
it's not the
they
Hobbit.
actually padded
They're
them
not the
too
Hobbit.
much. They padded them too much because they're
Yeah,
enjoyable enough, but I'm watching it and obviously you've got Legolas showing up and then you've got them riding in a sodding. They're riding in a dustbin in a sodding metal tin down a river of
yeah,
lava. I'm thinking
yeah.
you do realize
yeah,
metal melts in lava, don't you?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that make I watched that whole scene and I'm just like too much, far too much. But
Uh,
the films in general were decent, but yeah, I don't know, that was too
You know,
much.
I think they completely missed the point of the Hobbit. I
Yeah,
mean, yet it just became a dark sequel to the Lord of the Rings. While it's not. It's not dark, and the books are not.
yeah.
The novel is not dark at all.
I
So
suppose
yeah, I understand why they did that, but I don't like it really.
what the
um,
Amazon could do if it really takes off, and this is what I would probably do. I'd just start off early, pick what you can out of the Silmarillion, pick what you can. Was it Children of Hurin or whatever it was? All the early stuff, and then work your way up. And if it is as big of a hit as it could be, then you would make series based around the whole. You'd continue it on through the ages. You'd get to the Hobbit, make a few series covering the Hobbit, then get to the Lord of the Rings, and finally end where the Lord of the Rings ends.
I don't
Cover millennia.
know.
Well, they have the money to do. They have the money to do that.
Well,
Well,
it all
yeah,
depends if it's profitable as a show, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
have.
Well, Amazon cuts things when they just stop being profitable. So. They did
Um,
that with The Man in the High Castle, which is a great series in my opinion. They just shut it, fourth season, shut it off.
yeah,
Goodbye.
that was
That was
good.
a shame.
Well, they have made a 5-season commitment with, 1 billion
Yeah,
of US dollars of budget. So
yeah, but
it's
that
big.
commitment can easily get paid back.
Anyway, back to the investor presentation. There's more than just Lord of the Rings Online getting updated, because Daybreak also owns Dimensional Link Games, which is the developer behind the DC Universe Online, which right now is basically the only superhero MMO still standing. And according to the to Inat Global, it's been doing very well. It's near its peak profitable, historical peak profit, and they are doing the largest content expansions to date. And they are also improving the graphics here as well, which is something that actually CEO Jack Emmett had hinted in an interview with WCCF Tech last year. So he basically said they are looking into upgrading the Unreal Engine 3 from 2, 4, or I don't know, maybe even 5 now. So there's a commitment there too. And actually, the big news, as you said earlier, is that this same developer, which again in the interview we learned that they are already working on a next generation MMORPG. Well, it has been confirmed that it has a Marvel license, so it's a Marvel MMO. And again, the CEO of Enat Global said this is the largest project they are doing. And of course, it is a long-term project, so it's probably coming out in 2024 at the earliest. But it's big. It potentially it can be big because we all know the pool that Marvel licenses have nowadays. Of course, you will be surely pointing out that didn't work well for Avengers. But again, it will be down to how they do it. They have proven with DC Universe Online that they can make a successful licensed superhero MMO. And this time they can use much better hardware because, of course, they are building it for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles, in addition to PC. So DC Universe Online was originally built for the PlayStation 3. So there's so much more they can do. And again, even in the interview, the CEO said they are looking to take advantage of that to make better gameplay systems, fresher and more modern ways to implement MMO stuff. So it is quite far away still, but it is intriguing, of course, to say the least.
Yeah, I think I've played DC Universe Online. I remember playing Heroes and Villains. So I think it was Heroes and Villains. Was it online?
City of Heroes, yeah.
No, yeah, City of Heroes, City of Villains. That was it. I played them. To be fair, I played a lot. I used to play a lot of on MMOs. Pretty much anyone that come around, I'd play them. I think that was before my hatred of humans came along. So, but that's by the by. A Marvel Online game. it's difficult because you can't really. I think everybody will be wanting to play as their favorite Marvel character. Everybody will want to be playing as Mr. Stretch from Fantastic Four, obviously. Captain Mr. Fantastic, or they'll be wanting to play as the Thing. No,
Yeah,
obviously,
that too.
everybody wants to be Spider-Man or Wolverine, but they can't be.
Ah.
So you end up with It's difficult because you can't ever be the hero you want to be. And obviously these heroes just show up as quest givers. They can at times put in little missions where you take control of that hero so everybody gets to try it, but it's a weird one. It could be good, it could be it's impossible to tell. It's how they develop it and how they can get that feeling of you being a Marvel hero.
I mean, with DC Universe Online, they have did it, that way. Basically, there was a story reason low reason for lots of new powers getting into the world, released into the world for the new player characters. And of course, you had your own player character. You could, choose your power set. But yeah, as you've said, of course, you had real heroes, official heroes. As quest givers, but also they came alongside in dungeons and stuff like that. And also eventually, I think they added some limited mode where you can actually play as those heroes.
Yeah, just little missions for everybody to try out. Yeah.
And but there is another way. For example, I don't know if you recall Marvel Heroes, which was the game made by Gazillion when David Brevik, the creator of Diablo 2, was at the helm. So basically, in that game, which was more like a cross between an MMO and an RPG like Diablo, it was isometric. And in that game, you actually played as the heroes straight away. So, and there were instances where there were, I don't know, 4 Spider-Man or 4 Captain Americas, playing together. But people still liked it, maybe because it wasn't a third-person view game. I don't know. Maybe that made it more palatable in a way.
More easier to manage, I suppose. Yeah, I think I don't know how I think they'd have to make it proper. It's so difficult because again, then you've with Spider-Man, you want a web sling and things like that. But who knows? Personally, I just want them to put Gambit in it because I used to like the X-Men cartoon and Gambit was cool.
We want the Punisher in it.
Yes.
Yeah, shoot everything.
Hopefully, they also give more love to the X-Men, which they haven't had much in games yet, to be honest.
Yeah, to be fair, they've had. I tend to find that X-Men get more love in games. It's just that before the MCU they got it, before the Marvel Cinematic Universe kicked off, because you always had like Marvel versus Capcom, which had mostly X-Men in it, and yeah,
before that, they actually the first entry in that series is X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Yeah, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the very first entry. Yeah, and they were just X-Men. So yeah, they did get a lot of love before the MCU.
But the X-Men will get a lot of love simply because I think hasn't Marvel got them back now, so they're going to be putting X-Men back into. They're going to be pushing X-Men into the MCU, so everybody's going to be in love with them again. But they can't see whichever way you look at it. The X-Men films, like them or not, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, you can't touch it.
Yeah. Well, the movies are not too bad. I only saw the first couple ones, and I have good memories of them. I haven't seen them in a long time, but I do remember they were okay.
The best one by far was just Wolverine. The last one where he's old man Logan basically, and that was amazing, to be honest. But it was very different from the others.
Oh yeah, it was a character piece more than anything else. Not really. Yeah. It's not a superhero piece of anything. I mean, I would say we're branching off, but we're not because the next topics are all about TV shows and films. And again, another one about Amazon, which is it's nearly got a deal to make a Mass Effect series. Now, obviously, we're all hoping and praying that they make it to the same quality as Andromeda, but
well, yeah, I don't know. It's no, I mean it's I think it has great potential because the lore of the series, the universe is quite big, and I think Amazon is looking for something in that realm of science fiction. Since The Expanse is winding down soon, It's it will have the last season soon. So Mass Effect seems the perfect replacement, so to speak. But there are also some concerns. For example, one of the writers of the series, David Gader, pointed out that a TV show would be limited in many ways compared to the games. For example, in the games, you can choose Shepard or even Ryder in Mass Effect Andromeda to make either a female or a male protagonist, of course. And of course, you can do that with the TV show.
I'm gonna say that's the most stupid thing I've ever heard.
And also, he said, generally, the main character, Shepard, was mostly. It wasn't the deepest character. Basically that was by design because that way players could make their own choices and basically influence the character wherever they wanted.
There's this concern, really, that Amazon might get writers that do a better job than BioWare did. That's what it sounds like his concern is. They're going to make it. They're going to point out that Mass Effect, well, good, and it really was great. Even the writing was, and like you say, it was never deep. It was never amazing. And I really do. I really like the Mass Effect games, but they're never going to be stalwarts of video game storytelling.
Yeah, these complaints sound more like someone is grumpy. Like,
it does. Honestly, it sounds to me like he's just worried that someone will make a better Mass Effect story than Mass Effect did.
I don't see why they're worried about the main character could be either male or female.
And don't get me wrong, Mass Effect did do some good storytelling. Was it Tali or Tala or whatever the female alien was that you had in the party?
No,
yeah.
But I don't know if I'm wrong because it's been a long time. But I think in Mass Effect Andromeda, the other gender you don't pick is actually in the game as the brother or the sister.
Yeah, in Andromeda, right. But not in the original trilogy. In the original trilogy.
They could do the same in the show, and probably it wouldn't change much. Come up with another character, or just tell a story in that world, like pretty much what Andromeda is. I don't see why they're so concerned about. Yeah, it's not going to be good. Not going to be good.
Well, to be fair, it's only the opinion of one writer, former writer, David Gader. Actually, others, for example, Drew Karpyshyn, who was also one of the main writers on Mass Effect, he basically said, "No, this is great, and actually, if you want anyone to consult on the series, someone who's worked on the series, that is up to." So it's not. It was more like a personal take from.
It's just some petty complaint just to complain, because there are so many ways to work around these things, and maybe even make them better in the games, like Chris said. It doesn't take much, but the world is nice, so they could tell another story, and they can do so many things.
It's literally a galaxy. No, yeah, it's the galaxy essentially, or maybe not the galaxy. Just it's got quite a few systems. It's not as big as a galaxy because Mass Effect was never that big, but it's still enough that there's millions of planets. It's Star Trek. It's Star Trek. Just make a Star Trek Mass Effect. That's all you need to do. There's so many potentials, and even filler episodes can be good.
Yeah, potentially, and it's interesting. Yeah, one last thing he said is that, of course, companions are a big part of why Mass Effect fans love the games, and of course, in the TV show, he's worried that some companions will have much more screen time than the others, and that will anger some fans. But of course, that's kind of inevitable. I think it's just the way it is. Yeah.
again, they could easily fix that by creating a TV series. Can create a balance. Like, you could create again, not even a filler, an Origins episode or two. Each character gets their own episode every now and then. So yeah, a fan might not be happy that their character doesn't get an episode in the first series, but they may get one in the next one. So, people need to just chill out.
Yeah. And in other gaming / TV news, we have finally official confirmation that Kojima is going into movies.
Yeah. He waited his whole his waited his whole life to do that, and now he did it.
No, what films, TV, and music, isn't it? I mean, don't get me wrong. He's the soundtracks for Metal Gear. I don't think he's ever made music, but he certainly has got hold of some good composers in the past. So, I mean, the Metal Gear theme is still iconic to this day. It will forever be iconic. So he certainly can get in touch with good people and probably make some good music or publish some good music. I think the concern is if he goes into writing TV shows and films. Because
and who knows, maybe what he really needs is someone that reins him in. Like, this is enough. Stop.
Oh, yeah, they just need somebody hovering over him with a rolled up newspaper and just whack him on the nose every now and then. No, Hideo.
Enough.
No.
For example, I think Death Stranding would work great as a TV series. If you just compress the story and avoid too many no digression, like he just adds more things on top of more things.
Well, honestly, Metal Gear would make a great series.
I think it would work great. Metal Gear Solid is even easier to make.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid would be a fantastic series, provided you just cut out some of the chaff, like when you just randomly hear "Lalelulelo," Metal Gear, Lalelulelo.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing. That when spoilers, we shouldn't say that, even though it's like 20 years old game. Yeah, when the colonel goes weird. Yeah, when the colonel goes.
Oh no, that part's weird. Good. But when they start bringing in random things like you say, the secret government agencies,
okay. No, because that's the first.
Isn't that what the Lalelulelo were? Some weird underground.
Patriots.
Yeah,
like
you've got the
Illuminati of Metal Gear Solid world, pretty much.
I still don't understand Metal Gear Solid because I'm sure it just ignored everything that it brought up.
Yeah, the real problem is Metal Gear Solid 4. I think I've said that so many times. It's that game the problem. Otherwise, it's not that difficult to understand.
I enjoyed it, but yeah, it was just very. I'm not saying it's difficult. I just think it didn't tie off all the loose ends. Like you say, there's so many things that just either gets wrapped up too quickly and doesn't. Yeah, they're just not really, or just don't get wrapped up. I don't know.
Yeah, the problem with the Metal Gear Solid 4 is that you get like half an hour exposition cutscene that describes everything. That's not really the way to do it.
Exposition dumps.
Yeah, all at the end.
And also, another thing about Metal Gear Solid: how the hell did Revolver Ocelot get, taken over by an arm? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it was like, I don't even know how they got the arm back on him, but yeah, it's like he hypnotized himself to act like liquid.
I know, but it's not. That's nonsensical. It's nonsensical.
Yeah, and it's all stuff from Metal Gear Solid 4, by the way. This is why I think that game is the problem.
To be fair, I need to play it again. I think. In fact, no. I'll just watch the cutscenes again sometime. I'm sure it's out there, all the cutscenes together, all 15 hours of them.
Yeah. What?
I think it actually is about 13 hours.
That game needs a director's cut, a real director's cut, not a Kojima director's cut that adds more stuff to it.
It won't happen. Though, sadly.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you nailed down. Potentially there's great things that can come out of Death Stranding series, for example. But Kojima really needs someone who tells him, now that can be something you do, or maybe just stop. Don't add too much, and generally the power of brevity, of
Yeah.
Yeah, it just needs somebody to just rein him in slightly. Because, well, he's mad. He's a madman.
I mean, yeah,
He is. I like him, but he's mad. He's mad as a box of frogs.
Well, now he
I
can do
think-
whatever he wants because it's his own studio, so he can do whatever he
Yeah,
wants.
well, we say that, but all the money, he's got to get the money from somewhere, and I don't.
Yeah, that's true, but yeah. That's true,
He
but
can get funding from games for any game he ever wants to make, probably. But if it came to a TV series, yeah, Sony might fund something for him. I don't know.
yeah, it
yeah, I can see that.
could be produced by Sony Pictures, probably. Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, other than that,
Yeah.
I think that's everything. Other than
Yeah.
Obviously Alessio telling us a bit more about New World.
Actually, this week I wanted to speak about Outriders a bit because there's a new update that released earlier
You've
this
been playing
month.
that, have you?
Yeah, a bit, and actually, it's a pretty good update. It's free, and they've added 4 endgame expeditions. And most importantly, they have removed the time gate mechanics. So basically, you only got rewards previously if you completed the expeditions in a certain amount of time. But now you can complete expeditions at your own time and still get rewards, which is quite important, of course. And you can still make a speed run if you want, but it's only for bragging rights, so to speak. And also they've added some well done transmogrification mechanics. So basically, every single item you looting in the game, basically you also acquire its aesthetics. So you can just use that
Cosmetic
on top. Yeah, you can use that on top of something you equip for the stats, and I think that's basically how every game should do it, honestly, because it's much more user friendly, and that way you can just keep acquiring items even if they are not useful, but maybe you like just how they look, and then you use them, and it's great. And they've also actually announced an expansion called World Slayer, and it's coming next year. So we don't know much yet, but it should be featuring possibly new story and possibly new classes as well. So it is, I think, it's always fun, a fun game just to play a bit. It's not, hugely complex, but that's part of the fun, I think. Sometimes you just want something that's immediately exciting to play, and the Outriders is. So now it's also on Game Pass on PC. So if you want to try it, it's just really easy to get.
I've not played it yet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How about you, Francesco? What have you been playing?
I've been playing the Yakuza Tsukiwami, and it's pretty much the only thing I played this week, because I just put it to the side a bit because we had other things to play, even to review. Now I really play that. And every time I play I play Yakuza, I say, why did I miss it? Why didn't I play it earlier? Really, why did I dismiss? It was stupid because I dismissed the series out of those 10 minutes I played Yakuza Zero at Gamescom.
Why I keep
It
telling
was
people,
stupid.
always
Yeah,
listen to Uncle Chris.
it was just stupid because combat isn't the best. It's not that bad, but it's not the best.
It's
So
not. It's not the best, but
you really get a bad impression if you just play 10 minutes. So you have no idea about how anything works, the hit actions, and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
So it really didn't leave me a good impression. But now, really, I think I'm pretty much done with Yakuza 2, and I already bought Yakuza 3. I think I'm going. Yeah, I'm going straight. I'm going straight.
Good man, good man. I
I'm going
think the
straight to
thing
the end.
is, and I've always said this, I will always criticize open worlds which don't do anything, and technically Yakuza's got an open world, but it's just an open district of Tokyo.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, a
it's
couple
so
cities.
densely packed. Yeah, obviously sometimes you go to different
Yeah.
areas in Japan, but it's so densely packed. There's always every single street corner you turn around, there's something to do. And even if you just want to fart around, you can just go play in the little arcade machines and play of the old Sega games. Or
Yeah, you can
it's
play
just so
Virtua
fun.
Fighters.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I will always for ever since I first played Yakuza 3, that was the first one I played. Ever since then, God knows how long ago that was. I will hold Yakuza up as the series that everybody should want to beat when it comes to creating a world. Because I don't care how big your world is, it wants to be so densely packed. It wants to be all true to itself. Because every square inch, it feels like you're in that area.
Yeah, it really makes you feel like you're in a real district, in a
Don't
real
get me wrong;
town.
it's over the top at times. Like
Well,
you walk a corner, and if you somehow manage to walk 2 inches too close to a pole, somebody wants to beat your face in. I don't know if that's how they communicate in Kabukicho, what it's based on in Japan,
yeah,
but
I hope not. I hope
I hope
not.
not because I plan on going there.
Yeah, yeah. It's great because it is this over the top. I mean, yesterday I punched two tigers in the face. So yeah, it was quite that was quite unexpected, but yeah, this is why it's fun. And yeah, I think I'm going straight until I had to catch up until the first judgment. So I still have. And I actually saw that there is I don't know if I already said that there is a spin-off based on Hokuto no Kenshiro. There is a on PlayStation, Lost Paradise. Yeah, it's
Oh yeah,
Yakuza. It's pretty much a Yakuza game. Yeah, and I didn't know that, and now I want to play that too.
you're hooked.
So
You're
yeah,
hooked.
I have. Yeah, I have a lot to
Everybody
play
I've ever
now.
told to play Yakuza has always done the same. As soon as they play one game and give it a bit of time, they're hooked. Not many go
Yeah.
through the
I
series
really.
from start to finish, though.
Mm, who knows? Yeah, I have a lot to play now. I really have a lot to play. And the only game I'm a little worried about is Like a Dragon because of the switch to turn-based combat.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I don't know how slow it will be because you have played them. You get to fight so many people while you move from one place to another.
Yeah.
So I don't know if how fast it will be to actually go every time turn-based. I don't know. That's probably the only one I'm a little. We'll see. I
Yeah.
still have so many games before that.
You've still got about 3 months
Yeah,
until you get there.
yeah. I may play the first Judgment before
Yeah.
Like a Dragon. So yeah.
Fair enough. As for me, I've been playing Mini Motorways still. Just that's my little go-to refresher game if I just want to play something for half an hour. Just jump in, drag some lines, look at the shiny colours, happy days. And I've been playing. I can't. I will mention the name. I can't really talk about anything and go into any details about it. But I've also been playing Chorus, which the review for that will go live the day after this goes live. So yeah, I can't say much else. I've been playing Chorus.
Yeah, the ninjas will come. I don't know who's publishing, but shut up or their ninjas will come after you too.
Oh no, it's Deep Silver. Deep Silver
Silver
Coast Media,
Ninjas.
yeah. So I've been playing that. I'm gonna say there was nothing that said I can't mention that I've been playing it, so I've been playing it. And if anybody says that you shouldn't have said that, then too late now. You should have told me I'm not
Well,
allowed to mention it. Yeah. Oh well.
but
Other than that, I think that'll do.
Yeah,
I think that's everything from me. Unless something's
well,
Yeah.
me too.
you should mention that you have now freed yourself, right? Your foot.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I finally got the cast off on Friday. It's still painful though. It's very painful. All the tendons and ligaments are so badly seized up. But they've been in a cast for 6 weeks, so yeah, it'll take. The doctor said it'll take another month before everything's feeling reasonably normal. I can't bend my big toe at all. I think either it's permanently seized like that, which is quite possible due to the way the bones are now, or yeah, we'll see. Who cares? I'll find out. I'll just keep drinking alcohol to numb the pain. Not that
Yeah,
I've stopped before.
you always do that, so it's not news.
I think it's breaking news that Chris drinks alcohol. Who knew?
Shocking.
I know. Yeah, I think that's everything for today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
so-
hope this Omicron variant doesn't screw up the world again.
Oh,
Just
we might mention that next week if we've not got as many topics. We're nearly at the hour mark now, so we'll worry about that next
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you at the end of the week. Bye.